everybody! I hope you got the presents that you wanted and smash the like button because it's such a great festive time of the year. Thogdad's wearing red and white. How are you doing?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas!
Smash the like, subscribe, and what is the first game?
The first game, Theo, is you got 4 points, Rory got 7 points, and I got 9 points. You tried to skip over that. The first game is Newcastle United against Nottingham Forest. It's 7th against 17th, Theo. 2 teams have already lost this week, but Nuno Espirito Santo, new manager, what do you reckon?
Well, it hasn't started well, losing 3-2 to Bournemouth. Let's just say that. Forest have one of the worst records in the league. It's going to take time for him to implement his tactics. I know last time out he was in Saudi Arabia. Didn't do so well, but previously he has had good seasons with Wolves.
That Willy Bolly sending off was ludicrous. That was a really good tackle, a sort of tackle. You get up and clap. He got a second yellow for that.
Second yellow,
ridiculous. Sort it out.
Newcastle, they're not enjoying the busy December period. They're now out of Champions League and they didn't qualify for Europa League, so they can focus on the first tier. I think they're going to win 2-0.
Well, Newcastle have never lost to Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, but did you know the worst football team in the history of football on Boxing Day? Newcastle United.
I never knew that. Yes, Kieran Trippier has had a few howlers, but I'm sure that man will become more consistent than ever. Surely, you will back Newcastle to win this game.
Well, Nottingham Forest have got a good record on Boxing Day, but they've got the worst form in the league. Like I said, very unlucky against Bournemouth, but surely St James's Park, they keep a lot of clean sheets here. This is going to be 2-0 to the Geordies.
2-0, 2-0. Let's go to our guest.
What's good, my people? So, today I'm doing a little thing where I'm actually predicting some Premier League scores. That's going to be a good game, but you're looking at maybe that's going to go to Newcastle. I say 3-1 to Newcastle straight up. Like, you'll get like a dodgy Forest goal. Maybe they'll even score first. The game will be exciting or whatever, but in reality, Newcastle are going to thrash them. 3-1 Newcastle.
Sheffield United against Luton Town, 20th against 18th. What a massive relegation scrap. And Luton can actually get out of the bottom 3 if results go the right way. But Chris Wilder, Theo, so close to a victory, wasn't he?
Yes, so close, but a really solid point as well against Aston Villa away. A game that people thought you just get battered in. They would be top on Christmas Day right now if they had won it, but they didn't. This is what I call a Neil Warnock. You've got to die to get 3 points kind of game. Because if you do, it bounces you straight out for Luton, out the relegation zone. And Sheffield United, right in the mixer.
It is hotting up, Theo. Luton Town beat Newcastle United. The goal from Andros Townsend, and that one was for Lockyer, wasn't it?
It's just beautiful that all different Premier League clubs come together under something that's more than just football, isn't it, Dan?
That is true, Theo. Now, last year this was a championship game and Luton won it. But you know what? I've got the feeling Chris Wilder wins this one. Low scoring, 1-0.
Backing Chris Wilder to win 1-0 is so good that I'm going to have to agree with you, Thogdad. I think Bramall Lane, home form, they're going to do it. Luton Town, they've been fighting as well. Something tells me Chris Wilder is causing a madness.
That's the deadest game of the year. Let's be realistic. I'm sorry, guys, but I have zero interest in that. But I'm doing these predictions. Sheffield United, because they're at home, gave them 1-0. Straight up.
AFC Bournemouth against Fulham is 12th versus 13th. Theo, and Bournemouth are now the form team of the division. Solanke, is he going to win the Golden Boot?
He's getting me FPL points, and it's the only player in my team last week who actually produced.
Bournemouth have only lost 1 out of the last 12 games against Fulham, Theo, but once again, their record on Boxing Day ain't very good.
Yeah, Fulham have gone from 5-0 to their last 2 games where they've lost by 5 goals and scored 0. And it's going to be a tight game because both these teams know that they're close in the Premier League table. They need to not allow the other to go too far away. And I just think the Cherries are going to sneak this. They're going to keep up this 10 points in 4 games form and get a 2-1 win.
Do you know what? I think Bournemouth could score 3 or 4 goals here, but I'm not brave enough to predict it, so I've gone 2-1.
I would have said Fulham, but you know, I just came back from the Craven Cottage match on Saturday. That wasn't looking good for Fulham. I know they played their B team, but if they play like that, they're going to lose. I don't really see Bournemouth doing anything though, so I'm going to go with a simple 1-1.
Burnley in 19th against Liverpool in 2nd. It's a tasty Lancashire derby. It's James Trafford against Mohamed Salah. You might have heard of those 2 players there. Burnley went to Fulham, and my goodness, a couple of cracking goals from Odobert and Berge.
Yeah, it's 2nd versus 8th in the form table, Thogdad. I know that every time Burnley and James Trafford faces a big player, usually they score a few. Do I think this will be a cricket score? No! Burnley are back. I truly believe that Vincent Kompany is getting his act together. This won't be a battering.
It won't, Theo. At the start of the season, we did our predictions. I put Burnley in 17th place. I said they would escape. Now, they're playing a Liverpool team who really should have beat Arsenal. What a cracking game for the neutral. I can't believe that Liverpool never scored. There was that move at the end when Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's 5 players against 2, and he put it against the bar.
What's he doing? Thogdad, the thing is about Liverpool, in the last 5 games, they've got 11 points. They've scored 9 and they've conceded 5. They like to win games by low goal difference. I think this will be Burnley 0, Liverpool 2. I can't see the Clarets scoring. I know they're at home, Turf Moor.
I think Odegaard might score another cracker there, the 19-year-old. There's going to be 1 goal for Burnley. There's going to be 2 or 3. I'm going to go 1-2. I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool.
This is the day for Darwin Núñez. I know it. I've seen it already. The Uruguayan is getting a brace.
I give it 2-0 to Liverpool. I know from Burnley will either score a goal.
And the next game is Manchester United. Theo, stop it. You're cracking me up. Theo, don't do this to me. The next game is Manchester United against Aston Villa. 8th against 3rd, Theo. Now, Man United, a very late capitulation against West Ham.
Manchester United Football Club. So much wrong with it. 5 games, 2 goals scored, 7 conceded. I think they're 15th in the form table. They are having a stinker. And they're playing Aston Villa. I honestly think, I never thought I'd say this, back in the day, years of football, when would you ever think that Manchester United against Aston Villa at Old Trafford, and I think the favourites will be for the away side.
I watched that Man United West Ham game, Theo, and United weren't too bad for about an hour, were they?
No, yeah.
But you look at that team sheet and you think, oh my goodness, where have the billions gone?
Right now, you look at their team and you actually think, who's going to score the goals?
Well, do you know
5
what?
games, 2 goals. Who is scoring there?
I wrote to a Man United friend of mine, Dan Perry, and you know what he said? He said, our best player is over at Getafe at the moment. That's why we're doing so badly, which I think is maybe a bit of a shallow excuse. But do you know the best 2 teams in the history of football on Boxing Day?
Say it.
Man United and Villa. Aston Villa, they had to beat Sheffield United and they didn't. Zaniolo, a late equaliser.
This is a Christmas cracker game. Zaniolo limbs. I thought it was brilliant to see. Ollie Watkins had chances where he was a little bit off it, but that's natural with a number 9. I think he'll score in this game, Dad. Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 2.
Wow, I nearly went for that, Theo. I thought Villa were a little bit flat the other day.
Yep.
But overall, I'm going to go for 1-1 here. Moussa Diaby will get the goal for Villa.
I personally think it'll be 2-1 to Man United. Straight up.
Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. It's 10th against 15th. It's a cheeky London derby. Now, I've just seen the Chelsea game, Theo, and Kunku got his goal, but Chelsea lost to Wolves. Nico Jackson, how bad is he?
Nico Jackson is waiting for a miracle to come.
Chelsea against Crystal Palace. The last 11 times this has happened.
Listen, the last
Chelsea
5 games,
have won all 11.
The last 5 games, Crystal Palace have been utter Thogdad. In other words, crap, because that's what you are.
That's not very nice.
19th of the form table, Crystal Palace. They are utter crap. Roy Hodgson is probably losing his job after getting battered by Chelsea. But the problem is, they both conceded 8 games in the last 5 games. Chelsea have scored 7. Palace have scored 5. So it's quite close between the two of them. Somebody has to win here.
Raheem Sterling, how did you not score a goal today against Wolves?
Well, and Kunku at least looks decent, and he got a goal. So weird that the one player that won't understand the tactics because he's been injured is the one actually scoring.
I think Chelsea will find a victory from somewhere.
Yeah, you've got to
because Crystal Palace, like I said, haven't won in 5. It's going to be 1-0 Chelsea.
Crystal Palace at home, right now in the form table, is the 2nd easiest fixture in the whole calendar. They're going to win 1-0.
That's my match, because I'm a Craven boy. I'm very close to Selhurst Park, and I support Chelsea. Whatever. Chelsea have a pretty decent record against Crystal Palace. I say 2-0 to Chelsea. That's that.
Brentford in 14th against Wolverhampton Wanderers in 11th place. Now, Brentford, Theo, they are rested because the game against Man City was postponed. Wolverhampton Wanderers may be a little bit tired. And the other thing to point out, their record in London recently, 14 games, 11 defeats, 3 draws.
They need Mbuemo, Dad, don't they? He's injured, and they've got a few other players that are still on the sideline. So one final gasp between they will start to get recoveries, won't they?
They could there. Now, Brentford's record against Wolves is not very good. They've only won 1 out of the last 8. But having said that, I've just watched Wolves against Chelsea and I was very impressed, particularly in the midfield. You've got Lamina in there. You've got João Gomez in there. Really hard to break down.
Yeah, and I just feel as if Wolves are fighters, but they might be a little bit more tired because of that Christmas Eve fixture. I think the Bees need it more than ever. And they really did fight in that match against Aston Villa. 2-1, Wissa scores the winner.
And we've not seen each other's notes, but I agree with you. 2-1 Brentford.
You mug.
I believe you're looking at Brentford winning. Now, I say Brentford would win 3-1.
Everton against Manchester City, 16th against 5th. It's a tasty Lancashire derby, Theo. Now, Everton lost, didn't they, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but they had more shots. They looked pretty good, actually.
Yeah, look, Man City have been distracted at the Club World Cup playing in Saudi Arabia. They have become world champions, beating Fluminense in the final. Julian Alvarez is now complete football. And Everton are number 1 in the form table, so travelling to Goodison Park away will not be what they want.
Number 1 in the form table, apart from Bournemouth, Theo. Don't disrespect Bournemouth.
Let's give credit to Everton. That's still
Yes.
really good. I think Everton will sneak a draw, which is a massive result against City. 1-1.
Do you know, I've got the feeling you might be right, but I've bottled this one. I've gone Everton 1, Man City 2.
Like a Luton game where they just climb back into it.
I'm going for Man City. Again, a lot of these predictions they have like 2-1, 3-2, whatever. But I'm gonna go 2-1 Man City for that one. It'll be a proper game. It'll be a very tight game, but I think Man City will come out with a win for 2-1.
Brighton and Hove Albion in 9th against Tottenham Hotspur in 4th. This is going to be about goals, and more goals, isn't it, Theo?
No goals. No goals, Thogdad. These Boxing Day fixtures all happen at the same time. We might have to bring back the live streams.
Oh my goodness.
But Tottenham are back on form, aren't they, Dad? 4 games, I believe it's... their last 5 matches, they've got 10 points. 12 goals scored, 7 conceded. They've got injuries. Ange's doing a great job.
He is, Theo. They've won 3 in a row, and it's all about Heung-min Son and Richarlison, the forgotten man, Theo. But don't write off Brighton, because Danny Welbeck, rolling back the years, late equaliser against Palace. They should have beaten Palace. They were the better team, weren't they?
No, it was a really good game. I think it was a fair enough point for each point. Yeah, of course they were better than Palace. They always are.
There's going to be goals. I reckon there could be 4 or 5, but I've bottled it slightly and gone Brighton 1, Tottenham 2. But this could easily be a 3-4 or a 2-3 or a 3-all.
Thogdad, I don't know which way to go for this one, so I'm going to say a high-scoring draw.
Yeah.
I feel like when De Zerbi faces off with Ange, it's going to be attacking, 4-goal thriller.
I think Brighton will upset Spurs, and I think Brighton will win that game. I think they will either win 1 or 2-0. I don't think Spurs will score. It's just my feeling.
Arsenal against West Ham United, first against 6. It's the champions of Europe against Arsenal, isn't it, Theo?
Arsenal. It means they're top of the league during Christmas. You filthy animals. Will there be another Cecil meme going around? Will that be the curse? That means Arsenal won't win the league. Who knows? But Arteta will be smiling, wouldn't he?
Should have been Aston Villa. We'd have all loved that as neutrals, wouldn't it? Unless you're a Birmingham fan.
Yeah.
But West Ham United, I thought they were possibly second best against United until they came forward in the second half. Kudus, Bowen.
And I think they will go to Emirates fighting more than ever. Can you stop them? Well, I think that Arsenal run is one of the best in the Premier League right now. Their home record isn't just going to be upset by Kudus and Bowen. Are you serious?
I would pay more respect to West Ham. They're more maybe of a home team, but they've got good strength throughout the team.
The Emirates Stadium will be rocking, and I think a 3-1 win. Martinelli, Ødegaard, Gabby Jesus.
Wow, I'm going for a 1-goal margin. I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal.
That's probably going to be the most obvious 3-0 win I've ever seen, or I could ever predict. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my predictions. See you next time.
Merry Christmas, and if you don't celebrate, Happy Hanukkah, and if you don't celebrate, just have a great end of the year. It's nearly the end. It's crazy, isn't it, Dad?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Go watch the Como vlog. It's a cracker, the most beautiful stadium in Europe, and I hope you got the presents you wanted. 10k likes, and you will have a great end to the year and get the Christmas presents you want. Bye-bye.